This is Todd Lewis. He's with the Agricultural Producers Association of Saskatchewan. Todd, when you saw that tweet and saw the conversation that it started, what was your reaction?
Well, I think it's just something that it's a touchy subject and it's a difficult subject to talk about, but it's a conversation that everybody should have. So it's a good thing.
Why is it touchy?
Well, I think it just people don't like talking about suicide and mental illness, and I think that's society in general, and certainly the agricultural community is no different than the rest of the people. That it's a difficult subject for a lot of people to talk about.
What is it about farming in particular as a profession that can lend itself to mental wellness being a challenge for someone?
Well, I think if farmers and ranchers are fiercely independent, and so when things start to go wrong, and certainly isolation is a big issue in rural Saskatchewan. I mean, people spend a lot of time by themselves, be it sitting in a tractor, out on the range, or just checking crops. So they have lots of time to think. And when things are going bad, sometimes they don't have anybody to talk to about it. So I think that's why it's important that people are open about if they're having problems, that they talk to somebody.
You talk about that openness. Is there a way to encourage that? Are there services already available that you would encourage folks to take advantage of?
Oh, certainly. Farm Stress Line has always been there. Your own family doctor, friends, family, the clergy. I mean, there's all kinds of people willing to talk if you just ask the question.
Is there more that needs to be done? It was interesting to see the Premier step in and make contact with Kim through the Ministry of Agriculture.
Well, that's right. I think it's not always about the government at federal or provincial level. I mean, if there are gaps, let's recognize them, and I think that's part of the conversation too. If there are gaps in some of the support programs, that they be recognized and we can do something about them. And I mean, there's lots of partners in the agriculture community, be it lenders or machinery companies. I think if the ask is there, I think some of these needs might get filled if we can identify them.
Someone had personally reached out to Kim, which prompted her to make this tweet. Are you seeing yourself talking to more people and being involved in the agricultural community an increase in these kinds of mental crises?
Well, I just think that this year particularly, for a lot of producers, it's been a long time since they've had crop out over the winter, for instance, or certainly in the southern part of the province, we are in a drought situation. So certainly, with the hay and pasture land, I mean, it's under stress. And if the hay isn't there, I mean, that certainly puts stress on the producers and so on. So I think it's just one of those years where we've had a pretty good run the last decade as far as weather, and this is one of the situations here where some people may think it's kind of piling up on them, and people are out of sync. If you're combining last year's crop in July, it's a tough thing to do, certainly. Yeah.
Thanks for your time today, Todd.
Okay, great. Thank you.